Hello everybody, it's me Josie. This is the third time I'm doing it because my kids keep on disturbing me, and like I said, I don't know how to pause this video or anything. So this is day 2 for the challenge on International Crafters, and today we are going to be working with old sweaters. So what we're going to do first of all is make some circles out of paper, and we're going to make about 15 of them, and they're going to be from the biggest one, which is 4 inches, to the smallest one, which will be 1 inch. But then you are going to make some little tiny ones. If you have a little, 3/4 inch punch and a 1/2 inch punch, you can do this as well too. I was fairly lucky because I have this, and last year I didn't, and I made about 30 of these little trees to sell. And I was coming home at night after the fair, making them at night because they were selling, which I was very happy about, because I hardly put any money into these things. Like, it was almost full, how would you call it? Oh dear, some words I just can't remember in English. Profit. It was almost a full profit. Apart my work, everything I used was practically free. So the sweaters I've had for years and years. Some of them have passed down to my oldest son, to my smallest son, and they were wool. So and now that that I made these last year, that I found out about these, I've been washing them at 90 degrees in the washing machine to get them nice and shrunk. So it's going to look like this. It gets really, really tight. See that? So what we're going to do is we're going to grab the biggest one. Okay, so you're going to do about 15 of these, you guys. And you're going to cut 2 for each size. So you're going to have more or less 30 on a tree. So what you're going to do is you're going to grab the biggest one. And I don't have the biggest one here because my kids are continuously disturbing me. And they got mixed up. Okay, there we go. And just set it on. Just set it on here, and you're going to cut around it. It's really simple. If you want to put a pin in there to hold it down, you can. And I'm going to hold it up like this, you guys, because it's better for me. And we're just going to cut around it. Now, I prepared everything because this video would have taken, probably even a good hour to do if I hadn't done all this work beforehand. And you don't want to see me cutting 30 little circles. So you do not have to use sweaters for this. I want a Christmas tree made, let's say, with recycled stuff. Okay, you can use anything you want. My idea is a sweater, or sweaters that I guess you guys are even advantaged there because you have Goodwill and things like that you can probably buy for really cheap. I've been lucky because I had all these sweaters in the house, and I'm a hoarder. I save things. So, well, I was saving them more or less too because of the kids growing and passing them on. They were having hand-me-downs. My youngest son doesn't want sweaters anymore, so I stopped buying him sweaters, and what I had left over, he prefers, flannel jackets and things like that. He doesn't want like jumpsuit jackets and things like that. So, this is what we have up to now. Now, like I said, you can cut 2 of each, or you can cut one size, two types of sweaters. It depends what you guys are going to be using. If you just found one sweater, you can do it with one sweater. It'll look beautiful just the same. If you got 2 or 3, start alternating all those colors, and you're going to end up with a little stack like this. Let me see if I can grab it so I can turn it like that. It's that way you guys can see what's going on. Okay, now what I was doing last year is I was going by what the book said. And the book wants you to put wire in the middle. doubled up. So it would go in, you know, you'd have the wire and you'd have it doubled up, and you would have to poke it in twice in each. And then at the end here on the top, which I was doing with these small ones, there was a little star, with a little wooden star, and then this wire would be wrapped around the wooden star. But I thought, well, why do I have to do that? I want to try a simpler way to put this tree together. I don't have to use the wire. Like, I can set the little star on top, or whatever I'm using. In this case, I'm using little birds, little wooden birds on top. So what I'm going to do is, after I've cut them all, and while I'm cutting, I start stacking them on top of each other, so that way they don't get lost. And you start seeing more or less to how you want to mix your colors and things like that. Like, I'll show you really fast here. There's even some, you know, light blue sweaters. This is a piece of kind of like flannel that I had bits and pieces left over, because I made a plaid with that years ago. You know, you can start seeing more or less how your colors are going to look. Okay, so what I do is, on the bottom, and you don't have to do this, I have a piece of felt that's, you know, really nice and rigid. You can even put a piece of cardboard and then put another piece of wool on the bottom. You can make the cardboard a little bit smaller than what the bottom piece is, and like kind of hide it in between the two bottom pieces, just to give it a little bit of more stability when, you know, when you have your star on the your tree, I'm sorry, on the mat. This here, I'm going to be using the glue gun, because I think it's better that way. I just think it's better. So we're going to be trying this together, you guys. Like I said, I see no reason why I have to put the wire on it. So I'm going to start with my first layer. Now you're going to find, you know, a couple of layers here and there that are kind of wonky. They're not, you know, completely round. We're going to fix that. I'm going to turn this around. We're going to fix that after. And like, I'm not spreading the glue all over the place, just enough to hold it down. This was my sweater. It's such a nice sweater. But it got too small for me too. My kids aren't the only ones that grow in this house. Might not be growing in height, but growing. Now some of them don't really shrink. That's because there's a bit of acrylic in them. And, you know, they don't really do that shrinking job. Now, like I said, if you do this without shrinking your sweater, that's perfectly fine. I advise you always, though, to try to put something rigid in between a few layers here and there, just to make sure that, you know, because you're going to get a tree that's going to be flimsy like that when you pick it up. Now it kind of looks like from up there you can see that they're not going perfect, the things, but we are going to fix that after. I hope you all enjoyed the challenge from yesterday. Well, which is today for me, because it's still Monday for me. I'm preparing this for tomorrow. And the one from yesterday I prepared on Sunday, so I'm always a day ahead of you guys. Okay, just going to stick another glue gun in, glue stick in there. Get it ready. I don't think there would be any problems of, you know, this holding. With the glue gun. And And if I find it a problem, I'll just continue doing it the way I did with the wire. That's not a problem for me either. It goes pretty fast with the wire, actually. But like I said, I just did want to try something different because with the wire, yeah, you had to find the center, you know, make sure you had the center of the circle. So there was a little bit of measuring going on as well. Oh, just a second, there's something wrong here. There we go. Just pile them on top. Now I'm going to show you once we get to the very top what I do, just to make, you know, smaller circles. I kind of figure them out by, you know, measuring them. I've got two here that are stuck together, so I'm going to stick them together now. Okay, and put them on top of here, like that. This is, I think it's adorable. I think it's adorable. I think I got a big one like that. That, you know, I kept for myself. It was the very first one that I made. I made it much bigger than what the original size. I think this is more or less the original size. And then what I did to change as well is I grabbed a yogurt cup and I put some twine all the way around the yogurt cup to cover it completely, right? And then I got a dowel, a wooden dowel. I got some gesso and I poured it in and I put the wooden dowel in there so that way it was, you know, nice and firm. And I wanted to, I made long tall Christmas trees in a little pot, and then to cover up the gesso I put some oh dear, what's that stuff called? Moss. Yeah, is it called moss? Green moss? Yeah. And that's what I did, and those came out really cute as well too. And I will be making them. I will be making them. I have to buy some gesso. I buy the powder form, right? So you mix it with water, and then I pour it into the thing. And that's, you know, you're sure that, you know, that dowel's not going to be moving anywhere. They're perfectly sturdy. And then you're recycling a yogurt cup as well too, which is, you know, great. And you can't even tell because once the gesso's in there, the cup becomes so sturdy with the gesso in there. So now what I'm going to do is I've come to the top and I want a couple of little smaller circles to make it more on the pointy side. So I'm going to be doing that by hand. Try to get, you know, perfect circle here if I can. Measure. There is one fly that is really bugging me now. So I got one there and another little tiny one I'll get from here. Oh, by the way, you guys, if you do shrink the sweaters and you got this piece here, that's going to shrink as well too. Save those because you can use them for little mittens. You can use them for little hats on, you know, on things that you want to make for Christmas. And that comes out really nice. This one is, like I said, a bit more, but there's some that are really nice and tight, like this one here. That's really nice and tight. Like you can make, like I made the hat for the snowman yesterday. It could have as well been done with this little piece here that's around the arms, you know, the elastic part. Okay, one more piece. And then we're going to start fixing it up. Let me see how that looks. Okay, so I'm going to glue this one on. And like he's flying right in my face. One fly. And that's it. I'm not going to go smaller than that because then I'm just going to get my little bird that I painted, a little, like kind of like a red cardinal. Actually, you know what? I'm going to just dot his eye on both sides so that way it'll dry in the meantime. I had forgotten to do that. There we go. Okay, so now that I've got all this done, fix up the glue strings, which I didn't have in the original because you only used wire. But this can be resolved, you know, that's not a problem, the glue strings. It's kind of messy, you guys. This is what you get here, look. And if you do them in the washing machine, put them in a pillowcase so that way all that fluff doesn't go into your washing machine. I put them in a pillowcase, and if like I have 2-3 sweaters in the washer, I put them in 2-3 different pillowcases. So that way, old pillowcases, you guys, use old pillowcases because the color can dye into them as well. So as you can see here, I have some spots that are, you know, coming out, and I'm just going to go around fixing them up, making it nice and straight. So, you know, don't worry, don't be so fussy about cutting perfect circles, because you can go along and fix it after. And if you do cut perfect circles, you're going to be doing this anyways. You know, you realize that you're going to have to do this anyways. And just keep on going around and, you know, kind of fixing it up here and there. Like I said, set up the tree like I did, just to make sure that you think all your layers are okay. If you need an extra layer someplace, you can put it down. If you don't like the colors, you can add some colors in between as well too. So if I get to it, well, if I get to it, I'm going to have to get to it because you obviously want to make something that you know that's going to sell at the fair. So I will show you guys in a video when I make the ones with, you know, that has a tree trunk and it's in the yogurt cup. They come out really cute as well too. And that's all you do, you guys. You just keep on going around and seeing, you know, what's kind of sticking out too much and fix it up. So remember, you don't have to use sweaters. You can use, you know, other materials if you wish. I want it to be a Christmas tree, and I want it to be recycled materials. So I'm going to get my little tiny birdie here. How many minutes are we? Oh, 18. That's not bad. I thought it was worse, you guys. I know I jabber, and don't realize. Then I'll look at on how long it's been going, and sometimes, you know, I'm surprised with myself because I say, my gosh, it's a long video. Even the ones that I made yesterday, the little framed snowman, I'm going to bring those to the market as well. I'm going to try to put those in a nice box, you know, as a, so that way it's ready for, you know, just to be wrapped for a gift. So I'm going to get my little birdie here and set them on top. Now there is going to be glue here and there. What I would do at this point, and oh dear, you know, I should have gotten it ready. I should have gotten a bit of green moss, is what I should have done, and put some on underneath him, so that way the kind of like the glue hides a bit. But it's not that bad. Not that bad. Okay. So there you go. You got your little Christmas tree. Like I said, try to reinforce it on the bottom, especially if you're not going to be putting your sweaters in the washing machine. You're going to need something to sustain it a bit more, and I would advise you to put it in between the layers too. You can make it smaller, the smaller circle to hide it, and it'll give you some, you know, stability in between your layers if it's not, but once you do, if they have to be 100% wool or 50-50. Once you've done that, they get nice and rigid, like they're easy to work with. So there you go, you guys. You got your little Christmas tree done with old sweaters. You could put a little star on top here. You can, you can do whatever you want. You can make your little star. You can put a little bird. You can put a little angel. You can put whatever you want on top of your tree. And that is my challenge for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you do it. And we'll be seeing you tomorrow. So everybody take care today, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Goodbye.